Funniest thing last spring, I want to say last summer, when I would go out or when my puppy was still really small. Yeah, last summer. Um, so I would put my puppy in the balcony, and the stupid lady downstairs below me, okay, she dries her laundry right underneath my balcony area, okay? And my balcony is closed off with plastic. And one day I'm coming downstairs to leave. I have to go out. And she starts screaming at me that my dog is shitting on her clothing. And I'm like, how is that even physically possible for my dog to shit on your clothing? So the lady downstairs, every Sunday, she lights candles and she does a little ceremony for God and the church. So that one day, the next time after, I said, okay, I'll go check and see what happened, right? Like, it's a little fucking puppy. How is he gonna? She's like, he must be lifting his bum and he's shitting. I'm like, it doesn't go in alignment. So hold on. I'm like, all right. The next time she sees me again and she's screaming and the candle's there, she opens the window and the candle, I go, aren't you ashamed of yourself? You pretend you're a Christian oriented, and on a Sunday you're screaming like a fucking lunatic. Do you know how to talk to me normally? Talk normally, lady. She's like, your dog is shitting. So listen to this. It gets better. So finally she stopped screaming, right? And her husband is so super nice to me. It's always the psycho women and the husbands are nice. I mean, who else can put up with these women, right? And now all of a sudden, well, because my dog, he wants to play with Jessie, the other field dog in front of our apartment, and she sleeps, Jessie's a girl, she sleeps in front of our building, and she has a little place to sleep. So one day I'm bringing my dog home from a walk and he's driving me crazy. Now he's 9 months old. He's gonna be 10 months in January this month. So he literally broke the collar, and since then I'm like, fine, if you want to sleep in front of our building, you can do that. So he literally sleeps on the grass with Jessie, literally in front of our building, okay? And we give him food and everything. All the neighbors, they love my dog. They've always loved my dog, okay? So as you know, I'm always home because I work from home. So after, like, in the morning, sometimes I go and I give him food, or the neighbor will go and give him food, my dog. So, because she feeds Jessie, and they, they eat together. So, apparently my dog has been shitting all over the pavement. So, because my neighbor down below, apparently that my dog isn't shitting on her laundry anymore, she's fine. She's witnessing it, but she's not yelling anymore. Now, it's her neighbor across her, who's a young female, probably a little younger than me, with 2 kids. And she's fucking cussing at my dog, and she's taking a shovel from the grass area where the trees are and taking sand and dirt and covering up the shit. So last night I went to go feed my dog some leftover dinner I had from a few days ago, and I'm like, I'm not gonna eat it. It's like rice and beans and stuff, so I'll go put it in his bowl, so I'm going to go put it in his bowl. He has 2 bowls. What this crazy girl, she took the shovel and there's dirt and dust in one of the bowl. The other bowl is missing. Somebody stole the bowl. And as after I feed the dog, I'm putting the food there, the dog's following me, right? So I open the door, and on the other side of the door is her and her kids. And she sees my dog, and her little daughter goes, oh, Shunik, Shunik, which means doggy, doggy, And the mother is yelling and cussing at my dog. And I was in the apartment by then, so she had no idea I'm hearing and witnessing her cussing at my dog, okay? As that's happening, her husband is in the car. They have a white Mercedes waiting for them to go in. They're going to go out at 6:30 or 7:30 at night. And she's cussing at my dog, and she's like about to hit my dog. So I opened the door to go back out because I already went inside the apartment. So I go back outside and I open the door. I go, oh. I'm like cussing at her. I'm like, daughter of a whore, don't fucking talk to. I'm an asshole too, eh? Like, I swear, I'm not birthright Armenia. I can speak my mind. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Why should I live alone? I do everything by myself. Nobody pays me to fucking put up some toxic positivity and glitter. There's hilarious stuff that takes place. So, this girl. She's fucking cussing at my dog. Oh my god. So like I have a cage, or I had a cage for like my cat, but my cat, I don't have a cat, and my dog doesn't fit in the cage. So a few months ago, and it's like brand new condition, right? I had bought it, I think I bought it for like 12,000 dirham. Expensive, I know. It's from Russia. So I went back to the vet like a few months ago and I said, what, it's just sitting there. It's in good condition. Can you just take it back? She's like, I can't, it's used. I said, I used it once. She's like, okay, fine. What we can do is we could put it to sell as like used, even though it's only been used once, literally. And we'll lower the price and we'll see who's willing to buy it for cheaper. So I got a voice message from her on like New Year's Eve going, we sold your cage, come and pick up your money. Guys, when a girl doesn't have a family, she talks to her fucking camera, okay? This is why I talk a lot. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Screenshot audit. Hey guys, I'm just walking to the grocery store. So, I just remembered something from like years ago. Back in 2019, I went to Nora Aleppo, the restaurant in Gümri, owned and operated by Syrian Armenians. It's a Syrian restaurant, right? And at that time, it was like 10 o'clock at night and we were being stalked by a white car. And the waitress, she freaked out. So she was like, I'm gonna call the cops. Instead, she ended up calling like the owner. And because I said it out loud, I'm like, the guy looks like a rapist. Like the way he's just opening his windows in the middle of the night, driving up where we're sitting, and just what he was pulling off. So we got his license plate and everything. And the waitress was like, I'm originally from Yerevan, but I've been living here for like 10 years. My husband is Gümreti, and she's like, the guys here, they're just not used to seeing women, you know? So she's like, I'll call the owner. So the owner came. After they saw him, they ran, like drove off, literally. And they drove off. And then they brought like their driver, and he's like, we don't want you to take a cab in case they watch where you live. So they dropped me home, okay? Free of charge, because they said it falls on us. We don't want you to get, be into something dangerous happens to you. Okay, so Uraman, I think it was like 2021 or the end of 2020. They had opened up like this restaurant in between Rustaveli and Shiraz, not Rustaveli. I think it was
I forget the name. It's like right next to or across Florence restaurant in Gymri. So she ended up, she's working there, the same waitress. So she saw me, she's like, oh my God, she gave me a hug. And she's like, on the house, free coffee, free cake. She introduced me to the manager there. They came and they sat next to me. So they asked me to read their cup. I read their cup because they're like, we know you have psychic powers. Oh my God. And so she just opened up to me about everything. So after that, she's like, you're not alone here at Talar anymore, because I told them like I bought an apartment, or I'm about to. So it must have been 2020, the end of 2020. And this is my neighborhood, guys. So then she's like, take my number down. She's like, just know that you have someone here. You know, you always have someone here. And whatever you need, I'll be here for you. She's like, I'll invite you over, but we don't know if we're staying here, if we're gonna go to Russia. So I never contacted her because I went through my own share of problems. And time went by, I went back to the restaurant. And the manager told me that her and her husband and her family moved to Russia. I was like, really? Because the way she was talking was like she's so patriotic, you know? So anyways, so I was like, oh, okay. So every time I would go to that restaurant, the manager would love sitting next to me. I'd say, come and just chill with me, you know? Anyways, and then I found out one of this old employee from this bar that I did photo shoot, he was working there as well. Now they closed down. They're somewhere else. But she sent me, I think her name was, I can't remember. I think, because there's a few Armines, and I don't want to mix them up. And the Armines, they all love me. So that name, all the females, they love me. The older women. When I say older, I don't mean old, just older than me. So I'm like in front of the grocery store, but I'm gonna chill here. Low battery. So like I get, I don't know, like a month or two later, I get a text message from her from WhatsApp, or just a text message. And she's like, oh, we moved to Russia, and she was asking me all these questions, and she's like, we're gonna live here permanently, so on and so forth. And then I was like, okay, that was weird, but you know, I said, okay, I wish you nothing but the best, so on and so forth. And then that restaurant closed down. They opened up another one. Then this summertime, I decided to go back to like Noralepo and Noon, which is owned by the same Syrian Armenians. And she sees me and she's like, hey, I'm back. And I was like, oh my goodness. She offered me all these drinks. She's like, it's on the house. I'm like, no. But what I mean is, like, I find it weird how people go in and out. Like, I understand everybody has their own situations in life. More alcohol and cheese for me.
Talar ջան, շնորհավոր տարի, նոր տարի, խաղաղության տարի եղնի, առողջության տարի եղնի ու լիքը բարձունքների հասնելու տարի եղնի։ Ես էլ քնքուշներ մեր ամբողջ կազմակազմը քեզի շնորհավոր եկը, մենք քեզի շատ սիրենք ու կհարգենք։ Talar ջան, 5 շաբթի արի, որ նույնիսկ եթե այստեղ ես չլինեմ, մեր հարազատ աշխատակիցը ստեղ է, ինքը գիտե գումարը քեզի կուտա։